Hi, this is Logosz from the Kiteboarder magazine. We're here at Surf Expo 2014. I'm here at the Slingshot booth with Tony. No introduction here. You make some great, amazing kites. Let's walk through them.
All right, well, we'll start out with the rally. Most people know this kite is already on the water. It's basically really refined over the years. Spent a lot of time developing it. Small tweaks, has a little less bar pressure, flies a little more forward. Every size has a little bit of an adjustment, like the smaller kites are a little more lifty, the bigger kites are a little more efficient. That's pretty much it with the rally. Like I say, that kite's on the market, so most people know, you know, the words on the street of what it does.
That's a proven kite, test of time.
Right, exactly. So then we'll move into the fuel. Okay, this year's fuel, some big changes. So all new fuel, new platform. It has a bridle. It can be flown without a bridle. It can be flown 5-line. So this is, you know, a big deal for the fuel rider, because putting a bridle on it is kind of a risky thing, because people are like, they're the solid 4-line kite guys that just like, you're really messing with my stuff here. Yeah. You know, so, but what you'll find with the bridle is more efficient, more power, more D-power, more range, more slack in your tricks, better freestyle kite. So even if you are a 4-line purist, you should actually put the bridle on and give it a go, because with that bridle, it just kind of
expands it.
It's a little tamer in ways, but it's also a little bit gnarlier in ways, because if you power it up and you do freestyle and unhook, it's a bigger projected area. It's a little more, you know, more grunt, more power. And then you can ride a 5-line. You know, a lot of our pros, you know, like to ride a 5-line for relaunch and, you know, tricks and tuning the 5th. So it basically has those 3 qualities. You know, you can ride a 5, 4, and the bridle.
Awesome. Now you got some other great kites in the lineup. Let's talk about that.
So now we go on to the RPM. The RPM is another big change this year. It has an all-new bridle system. We call it the IRS, Intuitive Response System. It has a link in the bridle. It's a pulley-less system, so there's no pulleys.
I saw a little bit of that. That looks really unique.
So it's no pulleys in the system. If you're familiar with RPM bridles, you'll be like, oh, it's the same looking bridle. They just took out the pulleys. But it has one link in it, and what that link does, it changes the geometry quite a bit, but it's like a switch. It clicks from one mode to another. Before, the pulley would just run through, so it's a kind of a nice smooth transition. Now it just clicks from one mode to another. What you get at the bar with that is instant response. It's like really responsive. Bar pressure came down, and the power stroke shortened quite a bit. So now it makes the D-power is closer to you, but so those are the big changes. Like, I mean, if you're an RPM rider, you're going to notice that it has a shorter stroke overall, where the power comes off. In the sweet spot, it's all the same. Kite has very responsive, like instant response. You move your hand and just a little bit, and the kite moves. Like as soon as you move it, it moves. It's like but it's intuitive, because you can just
feel it more.
You feel it, like it's right in your hands, and whatever you want the kite to do, it happens. Like you don't really know until you go from pulleys, and then you go to this. You're like, wow, it's just like I move my hand a little bit, one-handed. You can fly one-handed, and you're just.
So in other words, what he's saying is, go out and try it.
Exactly. Good. Best way to do it is feel it for yourself. So for you RPM riders, I think you'll love it. We still have the slack. We still have the power. But now we have, you know, all the team, they're just freaking out, going, it's just like amazing. So
now you've got some other great kites in the lineup. Let's talk about that.
Okay, well then we go to the Turbine, you know. So Turbine, everybody knows about our 17 Turbine. It's a pretty good, you know, light wind kite. But this year we came out with a 15. So now the Turbine has the 17 to 15. So kind of big news, you know, to have a 15. If you're in a place where you don't really need that big kite, but you need to step it out, or you're a smaller rider, you can have a really good light performance kite that's not so directed at ultra light winds.
Awesome. Let's go talk about the bar.
All right, so pretty much most people know this bar has been on the market, so just go over most of the details. Are, you know, below the bar trim. You know, we have our swivel, which is really important for people to know about. The swivel is, you know, most people in the market have one and know about it, but please maintain it if you want it to work, you know, like.
In other words, flush it out with,
yeah, it's like, it is stainless, it works, but You know, one of my pet peeves is, hey, you know, if you took your mountain bike to the shop, right, and after riding in the ocean, the guys would laugh.
You're gonna clean
if you didn't lube it up. So
yep.
Anyway, but it also worked. The reason it's this size, a lot of people have this question. I mean, we'll just kind of go over people's questions out there real quick. But the reason it's this size, it actually works with the clutch, so it'll actually fire down the line and it'll travel a certain distance for every kite size. So,
wow.
So that's the reason it's size. It's actually the geometry that runs through it. So most people don't really know that feature about it. It's been on the market for a long time, but I figured I'd kind of spit it out there. So
you got to know.
Yeah. So that's, you know, that's kind of why it is what it is. It's like, you know, that safety of flagging your kite. You know, if it's a 6 meter, 4 meter, or a turbine, it'll run the distance it needs to do to flag it. It'll clutch down the line at an angle. So that's the geometry. So if you shorten it up, it won't do that. It'll fly to the kite, you know, and if you make it, you know, bigger, it's too bulky. So this is kind of as small as we could get it to get that clutching down the line motion. Below the bar trim.
Same quick release?
Same quick release. Pretty clean bar, pretty simple, real basic. Oh shit handles for redundant safety in case you ever get in an incident where you're like, you know, tangle with another kite or whatever, and you need to, you know, kill your kite and release over, you know, your front lines are tied or whatever. Something, there's always something that happens in kiting. It's nice, and we've always had a redundant safety system. So we have the oh shits firing system, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Awesome. So for more info on the kites, the sizes, all the different specifics, and also the bar, where can they go to?
Slingshotsports.com.
Thank you so much.